everybody, it's Jessica Myers from Good Skin Waxing. I wax out of the Beauty Lounge in Aberdeen and Valparaiso, Indiana. So if you're looking for waxing appointments or some skincare appointments, hit me up on any of my contact information on my Facebook or my Instagram, my social media. Anyways, so today is my second video of the 3-part series that I'm doing with the cleansing bars, the natural deodorant, and then finally leading up to the illuminating treatment, which is for treating post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation due to acne, scarring, ingrowns, friction, things like that. So today we're going to talk about the Brazil natural deodorant, okay? So I guess the first thing that I want to talk to you about is the difference between antiperspirant, which is what most of us have grown up using since puberty, and a natural deodorant. So what antiperspirant does is exactly what the name says, which means it stops sweating. And so basically when you put your antiperspirant on, it has things like dimethicone that go into and clog your pores, and it doesn't allow you to sweat, which is something that your body is supposed to do naturally. It helps flush out things from your skin. It helps you cool your body. So sweating is natural. It is normal. So the number one thing that you need to know about switching from an antiperspirant to natural deodorant is once you get onto the natural deodorant, you will feel yourself sweating. So I have switched to a natural deodorant probably for the last 10 months. And at times it has been a little weird for me, but nothing that I can't deal with, and nothing that I feel like the benefits for me outweigh the drawbacks, which would be feeling that you have sweat under your arms. So anyways, let's talk a little bit about this natural deodorant in particular. So this natural deodorant is aluminum free. So for people who are looking to avoid aluminum, this has no aluminum in it, and it also has no baking soda in it. And so a couple thoughts on the aluminum and the baking soda. So lots of antiperspirants and other deodorants out there on the market have aluminum in them. And aside from not wanting to put aluminum in your body, and that's, do I think it causes breast cancer? I don't know. There's no research that backs that up. But lots of people don't want to put it in their body. They just want to keep as much garbage out of their body as possible. So aluminum is one of them that people are avoiding. Another issue with aluminum in deodorants is when people have darkening under their arms, that can be a reaction to the aluminum in deodorants. Then when you switch to a natural deodorant, you can have a reaction to baking soda in the natural deodorants. And so what happens with the baking soda is, depending on the acidity of the pH of your sweat that you personally produce, we're all different. All of our skin is different pH. Our sweat is different pH. If your pH of your sweat is acidic, and then you put baking soda in there, it can cause a chemical reaction, which sometimes people react by having a little burn in there. And so then we're back to the post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, the darkening under the arms. And so that can be a reaction to baking soda. And some people are just sensitive to baking soda. So I personally am not. I didn't have any darkening because I first switched to native, and that's what I was using. And then I switched to the Brazil. So I don't have any sensitivity like that, but I do just prefer as much garbage as I can get out of my skincare products. Those are the decisions that I personally make. So let's talk a little bit about what's in the natural deodorant. So, and I'm going to be looking over here because I have notes, because this old brain, it doesn't remember things anymore. And I swear to God, kids rot your brain. They rot your brain right out of your head, and you can't remember anything. So let's talk about the ingredients. So and I'm going to go through from the top ingredient to the last ingredient, and there's not very many in there, so it won't take too long. So the first ingredient in this is ammonium alum, and what ammonium alum, and maybe I'm saying it right, maybe it's alum, I don't know. It draws together and constricts body tissues, and so it's effective in stopping the flow of blood or other secretions. We get it under your arms a little bit. It has bacteriostatic properties, and what that means is that it inhibits the growth of microorganisms, but does not kill them. So actually, and that brings me to something else that I needed to remember to talk about. So everybody has bacteria that lives on their body, and so when you're talking about the transition, which I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, it's been found that people who use antiperspirant versus people who use a natural deodorant, the people who use the antiperspirant have more and different bacteria under their arms than people who use a natural deodorant. And I'm not saying this bacteria is worse than this bacteria. It's not like a competition or anything. It's just that they're different and there's more. So when you switch to your natural deodorant, your bacteria under your arms is going to change. And so you might experience different ebbs and flows to your transition to natural deodorant, but we'll get there in a second. So anyways, with the ammonium alum, however you say it, so it will inhibit the growth of the microorganisms but doesn't kill them. So we all still need bacteria on our body. Another ingredient is Luminaria digitata extract. So, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce these things, but that's an extract of an algae, and it's antibacterial, it's skin conditioning and skin protecting. There's isopropyl alcohol, there's patchouli oil, and what patchouli oil does is it deodorizes, soothes inflammation, it breaks up cellulite, it can stimulate healing to wounds. And regarding patchouli, so patchouli is not a scent that I really care for. I equate it to high school. I don't know. High school and people who didn't wash their hair. So basically that's what I think of patchouli. However, I'm able to wear this and not like want to die. Like I hate that patchouli smell, but this does not smell really strong of patchouli, honestly. What I smell more in here is lavender. But anyway, so it also has lavandin oil in it. And so what lavandin oil is it's a hybrid between lavender, like true lavender, and spike lavender. And it also has anti-inflammatory properties, and it fights germs, and it helps to flush toxins. So that's another oil that's in here, and that's what I smell in here more than the patchouli. It has hydrogenated castor oil, which is skin conditioning. Honestly, what I suspect it's used for is increasing the viscosity of this, because this is a liquid. I mean, it's loose. And we'll talk about how you apply that in a second. There's tea tree oil. Tea tree oil is antimicrobial, antiseptic. It soothes your skin. There's kaheput oil. Probably not saying that right either. It's antifungal. And then there's disodium EDTA, which that's the last ingredient on the list. And basically what it does is, while that doesn't absorb into your skin because it doesn't penetrate your skin very well, what it does do is it opens your skin to let the other things penetrate deeper. So that's what's in here. It's not a huge laundry list of ingredients. I challenge you to look at the back of your anti-perspirant or your deodorant and see what's in there. Quite a bit. So anyways, all the ingredients fit just right there. They're just little. Anyways, so when you're transitioning to your natural deodorant, and like what I talked about earlier about the bacteria that we all have under our arms, is that you may notice a difference in your smell. You may have an increase in sweating while you are kind of flushing and your body is transitioning to the natural deodorant. I know what we're all concerned about mostly. If you can get past that, you will now sweat. Then the next thing is odor, and maybe that's probably the top thing. I don't want to smell. I work over top of people very close to them, on their face and on their bodies. So like I don't ever want to have a smell and as far as I know, I don't have a smell. I'm pretty sensitive to that. I'm always like, you know, trying to figure out if I stink or not, but I don't. So anyways, the deal with this is as you're transitioning, it can take probably, some people it takes a couple weeks, some people it can take up to 6 months for your body to regulate and get used to its new normal, its new natural or whatever. But what this will do is this will control any kind of odor that you're having. You apply it twice a day, so morning and nighttime. And when you're getting ready, you would apply 2 coats of this. And so it's in a glass bottle. It has a roller ball. Because it has a roller ball, you do not share it with anybody, okay? Because that's your own bacteria. You make sure you get it everywhere. Even this little thing, get it everywhere. Go about your business. A couple minutes later, after you've allowed it to penetrate, you do another, okay? When you're first transitioning, Stephanie Lanes, the creator of this product, the creator of all Say Brazil products, recommends that you carry it with you. For me, that's more of a comfort thing. Like if I felt like I was like I needed to put some more on, then I would, but I personally don't have that need to do that. But you know, she said until you get used to it, you feel sweaty. Sometimes you equate feeling sweaty with having an odor. Whether you have an odor or not, you just feel that and you're like, uh-oh, there's am I funky? I don't know. Anyways, so for a while, carry it with you in your purse or in your fanny pack or whatever it is that you're carrying. But it should be a fairly easy transition if you can get past sweating for the first time. But anyways, this is fantastic. I love it. And when you put this together with your cleansing bars and you're not messing with your pH, and you're treating yourself naturally with your deodorant, your skin's not fighting to breathe and not fighting the things that you're putting onto it, you get a pretty nice result. And just by switching to those things, people are seeing less darkening and lightening actually of what's going on in their underarms because they're no longer having a reaction to a baking soda or an aluminum in their deodorant. So that's my spiel for today. That is the natural deodorant lowdown. If you have any questions, as usual, feel free to DM me. I am happy to answer questions for you. And other than that, you guys have a good day. Stay tuned for my illuminating treatment video. It's coming up too. Thanks. Bye.